do it like that. Alright, so we're live. Let me see if I can find it on here. Give me a second, everybody. Let's see. Let's see. Welcome to live. Let me see if I can find myself. How this will work. I go on my own channel, not logged in. Is it going to show me live? No. How do you find me live? Remember to guard. Hey, what's up, man? I started early because last time I was so late. I'm trying to find me on here. I don't know how to find me on my big monitor yet, though. So give me a second while I watch you guys. Maybe if I go to my channel, live streams. Let's see. Jittboy the Angry. That was my old one. Nights at the Round Table. I wonder how you find a live stream on here. That's the question. Anyone know how to find a live stream? Like, how did you guys find me? Does it just pop up? Let me see if I search myself. JITT. Yeah, I see. I'm trying to find myself on that big monitor so I can read everything YouTube told me. Jittboy. Let me see if I can find me on my big monitor. I got like a 65-inch screen in front of me and I can't use it. Let's see. I figured I'd do this before I do the Nights at the Round Table thing, and then I'll tell you guys what's happening with the Legends thing that I got talked to today about. Jittboy. YouTube. Wish YouTube would tell me something. Jittboy1. Let's see. Search. Oh, I found me. Let me see. I had to retype it in. Holy shit, it works. Oh my god. Do some Bukovac? What do you mean? Do Bukovac shredding? I don't think I can. So it's like a little time delay on there, but that's kind of cool. I actually hooked the guitar up this time in case you guys have any questions. I'm going away for a few days, so I figured I'd hook this up. Bukovac shredding. Does he shred? I don't know. Bukovac shredding? Let's see. I can do the Gus the Gus Penny Bukovac shredding. Let's see. It would be something like. No, that's too fast for him. Let's see. A Tom shredding, you have to do like regular stuff. No, he doesn't do it that clean. I don't know. That's a tough one. How do you play subpar? Or that is tough. That really is. Mick Mars style. That's probably about the best I can do to make fun of him. I don't know. That's and I think you guys can actually see some picking too. Can you see my picking hand? Usually you guys don't get to see that. So I'm a little tight in here. I got the microphone. I was trying to see. Now I do have the live stream up, but it's not showing me any of the comments. I see them off the phone, but I can see myself better. So I have been playing guitar for 6 years. Nice. Just play 1-4-5 and all. Oh man, can you turn your mic volume up? Let's see. Check, 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 check. 1, 2. Is that better? That should be louder. Should be. Check, check. 1, 2. Check. I could probably move my drink too. Check, 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 check. Sitting on a stool. Sitting on a stool looking like a damn fool. Got the 12 o'clock news blues. 6'7", 6. My kid says that all the time. You're 6'7", cray cray. How much is the check for? Which one? 6'6", 6'6". Baby BMG. Baby BMG. BGM? Baby BGM. What is that? I don't know what that is. 6'7". Again, I can't. I wish I could read the comments on here. Usually you could see the comments on the thing. I wonder what happens if I flip my phone. Let's see. Loving the first hearing. My kid's here. Yeah? 6'7". Oh, is that you? No. Are you the one typing 6'7", bro?
No, but I saw something.
My kid just—he's like, I saw 6'7". Oh my god, that's too funny. Too fucking funny. Oh man. Titanic. BGM, please. 6'1". I don't know what that is. 6'1", 6'7". You look like you will. You look like Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell? Maybe. With a wig, yeah. Could be a possibility. Where you headed out to? Disney World. Hopefully I won't get nail bombed. Are you LGBTO? TO? TQ? No, bro. I'm down with OPP. Let's see. Bro, Titanic. I don't know what that is. Please, man. What is Titanic BGM? I am Wolf. Fret 7 on low E. Billy Strings. I don't have a capo. Or I would. You know, Billy Strings is a good guitar player, but the problem with him is he wants to step outside the box as far as genres. Like, I watched him New Year's Eve, and he was playing Bark at the Moon and everything. It was horrible. It wasn't even played right. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Huh. Oh my god, weekends. Yeah, there's I don't have a piano. I have keyboards. I got about 4 or 5 different keyboards. Jocelyn, love the guitar. Thank you. Can you play Hotel California? No, not anymore. Movie background score, please. Unless you play movie Titanic. Drums, yes, I play drum. I play I played drums, violin, um, guitar, bass, piano, and actually harmonica. Did you sell the lessons, Paul? Huh? Human toilet. You you do you play for yourself or do you play for a band or something in the internet? All right, so let me I guess I could tell you guys. So I talked to Karen Laser. She's a huge booking agent, and it's me, Patrick Johansson, Dave Spitz, Terry from XYZ, and we're very close to having Jeff Blando from Slaughter sing and play guitar with us. Thanks, man. Old school. Yeah, my kid got this for me. I wasn't about to pay $40 at Disney World though. What's my favorite guitar? Ones that are free. I don't have any free ones. Actually, Kiesel, dude, are you the Les Paul final boss or dude are you the Les Paul final boss? I don't know what that means. Epic guitar collection. Oh, I didn't even think about that. What's the nicest guitar I've ever played? Ooh, damn, that's a good one too. Actually, I had one of the nicest guitars and I got rid of it by accident. It was called the Zion. It was custom made for me. I do love Kiesels. Can you use the red one, please? If you do, what, the Jackson? Yeah, Slaughter the band. Blando, he's the guitar player. He sings really good. So I'll pull I don't know if I can get there. I'm kind of stuck. I get a BC Rich Prophecy. Yummy. Jackson. Yeah, that's the Jackson behind me. Do you like Jimmy Herring? Yes. Yes. Are from you. Thoughts on the unit? Um, the new Yamahas. I've played what's that one called with the P90s? A Rev. It played very well and sounded really good. You got a custom Kiesel Aries. Nice. That's what my white one is in the back. I don't. Is it behind me? Yeah, you can see the headstock back over there. It's an Aries as well. You need to hear it. What? The Jackson? Yeah, the Rev. Yeah, Jimmy Herring's really good. It was the cheaper one. Yeah, Zion's still in business, but they sold the company. Hey, Quebec, what's up? Are you okay, Uncle? I'm good. Flatted Angels. Yeah, that's a great song. So I'll tell you guys a funny story because you guys like some of the stories. So their old tour manager's name was Gary Orman. He was one of my best friends. He passed away. He just passed away. That was my connection to Slaughter. That's how I became friends with Mark, and I know Jeff and Dana and all them. And he lived in Boynton Beach, Gary Orman. Oh man, that's a tough one. You have a Yamaha bass? I got an Ibanez bass. I also have 500,000 BC Rich ASM Pro Neck too. Oh, those are really nice too. Those BC Riches. Sorry for your loss. Thanks, man. That was a tough one for me. So I'll tell you guys some personal stuff. I had retired from the music industry at 97. And then when I was 40, shit, that was 20 years ago. So when was that? 26. That was a long time ago. I I I lost a really good friend of mine. He was a golf pro. His name was Scott Appleman. And I went to the family viewing and I didn't know it was going to be open casket. I was about 40. And that's what happened. That actually led to an arrest And what happened was my old bodyguard, Orrin Honenstein, who was one of my best friends, set me up because he knew I was having issues after I saw the open casket, and I had stopped touring, but he knew I had money. He knew that, and he got pinched doing something, and that he knew I was on Xanax and all kinds of other stuff. They tried antidepressants with me, and I was having a lot of issues with that. And then he set me up while I was on the antidepressants, and he also set up another member of Expose, um, Jeff Austin. Yeah, Jeff. I don't know him. Mandolin. Yeah, I have him. I got a 1920s mandolin, but the charges didn't stick, and he ended up dead. You're in Knoxville watching at Chili's. What are you eating, bro? Just left open court and Andy's gay. That's insane. Yeah, that was a hard one to swallow. It cost me about 300 grand to get out of it. But in hindsight, it was a 50-year minimum mandatory sentence. At 40 years old, I would have died in jail at 90. So having money does help. I'm not gonna bullshit people. I'm not that guy. What's your favorite Tom Bukovac song? The one that you can't hear. Now, honestly, he's a good player, but he's got something wrong with him mentally. Same like Zach Roberts. If you watch the videos he does of me, he's completely unhinged. He just got in trouble too tonight. Not a lot, and I don't know what's happened, but he got reported to the FBI. How did 300K help? A fucking lawyer. Yeah, it was a drug charge. 50 years minimum mandatory. There was no deal. It was 50 years to go to fucking prison. And I got out of it. Yep. Money fucking helps. Ask all the politicians. How do you feel about AI writing songs that become hits? I think it's gonna. I don't mind it. Listen, everybody knows what AI is. I use AI sometimes as a tool, but there's a lot of people that are very creative, but they can't put the parts together. They don't have the money for boards and recording, and I think it's gonna push musicians to be better. I do, but AI can also be bad. That's insane. Did you have 1,000 pounds of chowder? No, no. I, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what a drug charge. How they. So let's say, I don't have like a. Let's say this is a metal box, right? And this metal box weighs 1 pound, but I got 5 pills in there. They charge you for a pound of pills because they weigh what the container's in as well. That's how they fucking get you. Yeah, 50 years. They don't fuck around in Florida. Yep, you can edit them. So if I'm using AI, how I use it as a tool is I tell them to send me the track, and then I input it into AI and it gives me ideas. So I use it for an idea. All right, Jocelyn. Later. Woo. Yeah. So AI can help you or not? Which one? Which guitar? This one? Yeah, it's a chlorine burst. Oops. This is a chlorine burst, Charvel. It's a nice guitar. Yeah, it sounds good too. And actually, this neck is almost exactly like my Kiesel. It's ballsy too. What's your favorite Southern rock band or guitarist? I love Leonard Skinner, man. Molly Hatchet and Leonard Skinner. And I'll tell you, my buddy Russ Maxwell played for Molly Hatchet for 16 years, and then they asked him to play for Leonard Skinner, and he turned it down. If you don't know who that guy is, look up Russ Russ Maxwell, great fucking guitar player that can sing. He's another guy, incredible, that a lot of people don't know who he is. Everyone uses AI for brainstorming, especially programmers. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you found your stream. You seem like a legend, man. I'm no legend. I'm a fucking normal guy like everybody else. Frank Cannon, absolutely underrated. Molly Hatchet are so underrated. I know. There's a Step Blanchett. He lives here. He played with one of the guys from Molly Hatchet, and then there's a bunch of guys around here. Yeah. I'm traveling down the road, I'm flirting. Dun 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 da, tss, tss, da. Man, great drums on that fucking album. Yeah, I like the Allman Brothers too. Jeff Beck too. Yeah, he's very underrated. He's an innovator. The red guitar in the back. That's a Gus G from Firewind to play with Ozzy. That's a signature guitar. Jackson. Oh no, sorry to hear that. Ooh, that's a hard thing to deal with. An American country song. I don't really know a lot of songs that I can play in that manner. An American country song. I when I write country stuff, I layer it. So it might be something like, and then you'll hear like, and all kinds of layering. Joey Jordan. Come on, my friend. What do you want to hear? Do country licks. Metal version of what? Hot Rod Lincoln. Let it rain. Yeah. Well, it was a weird thing because I started out at GIT and then I ended up in a rock band. And then from the rock band, I got offered to play in a dance band. And I didn't mind it because I grew up on all kinds of music. But the writing for the dance band kind of changed me because it was different. Yeah, you're not a normal guy. Can I find your old music or videos anywhere? You can try. One of the bands that I wrote for and that I started was a dance band called Expose. You can look at Expose on the Beach, California. So I got sued for the name, but there are videos of me with Expose here and there. I'm not that good at slide. I use it more as an effect, and I just recently started because slide. I was Here's the thing with slide: you can play it in standard, and it's easier. I started trying to relearn slide a while ago in open tunings, and the open tunings are like your A minor pentatonic started to look like this, and I was like, what is that? Because it was so odd. Derek Trucks, yeah, Derek Trucks. Now I used to watch Derek Trucks, um, Bonamassa, and what's his name, Paul, and Bonamassa's guitar player. I forget his name, but they all used to play around here when they were kids. I used to watch them. I'm Shaniqua. Derek Truck's probably my favorite touring living musician. Yeah, it's really good. What's the girl Tedesco's Trucks? You can do a slide style with your tram. Yes, you can. My favorite Gibson pickup. Uh, I don't know what pickups are in the gold top, the dark gold one, but those sound the best to me. Yeah, I loved Eddie Van Halen. Yeah, Susan Tedeschi. That's it. My bad. We'll have to fight over it. Which my biggest, actually, it was the crooners, and then I grew up on hee haw, so like Roy Clark, Chet Atkins. My dad listened to country, and my mom listened to Frank Sinatra, Elvis, and Tony Bennett. And she was an art instructor. And then when I saw like Kiss Alive, um, I wanted it because I used to draw. And then I put it on. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. And then my cousin took the one that I bought the other guitar from, took me to see Aerosmith. My first concert in the '70s. Oof. Picking and grinning. Love Jerry Reed. Oh, Jerry Reed's a monster. There's a funny story about Jerry Reed. It's um Chet Atkins was a session guy, but he was in charge of hiring sessions, and he actually hired Jerry Reed to play on an Elvis song. Michael Lee Firkins. Oh my God, that's probably one of the most underrated guitar players in the world. Michael Romero from Symphony X and Michael Lee Firkins. Michael Lee Firkins, man, that's some old GIT days. That guy was incredible, man. Michael Lee Firkins. Oof. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's got some. If you want to see some, that's the thing. I see a lot of guitar players today that talk about other guitar players, but I don't see the technical aspect of today's guitar player as good as like a Michael Lee Firkins or a Sean Lane. They just aren't. Grandpa Jones on the banjo, Japanese tone, Akira Takasaki, loudness, crazy night. Perry Como, Dean Martin were back then. They were a huge influence. Michael Romero's a beast. Dude, he's one of my favorite guitar players. I was. If you've seen me before, Chris Olivia was became a friend of mine, and we used to talk about him all the time. Drew Zing, yeah, Bumblefoot, he's pretty good too. And here's the thing, it's like when you look at some of these top tier guys, like even Andy Wood's a phenomenal guitar player, and he's got all the chops. But my issue is everybody starts to sound the same. There's no separation. They all start to sound the same. The Japanese just did things very well. Yeah, golf clubs, musicians, everything. Joe Stump, yeah, he's good too, man. Joe Stump, my voice. He is him and nobody else. And see, now that's a great point. And here's what a lot of people forget. Even though I shred, and I just did this morning for somebody. If I'm going like this, and then I start playing all these flats and stuff, that's my Jeff Beck cheat with no bar. And then you start adding that with the blues, you can sound really different. And that's what I like about Derek Trucks. He's very different. Even Tim Henson is. I don't agree with what he does. It's not my cup of tea, but he's very different and he's really good at what he does. You know, but here's another funny thing about all this. A lot of people label me as a shredder, but I made all my money playing pop and country songs, mostly pop, believe it or not, pop and dance songs. You know, but you know, but going to GIT and playing like classical, That you had to do that, or the flamenco with the fingers. You had to study all that. Same thing. So what people end up looking at is this: my hands, and they go, "Oh, he's super fast," and I am. But what they don't look at is this: they don't look at the patterns inside the scales that I play. If I'm going, they're not looking at how complex that is, and how different it is. They just say, shred for the zing, pop for the bling. Exactly. It's like drive for show, putt for the dough, shred for the zing, and pop for the bling. Exactly. And you know, if you look at all those guys that were so popular, hitting a golf ball so far, those were the guys not winning. Mateo Mancuso. Yeah, Mateo's really good. He's one of the best technical players out there, but his songwriting for me sucks. It's with the I'm so over that kind of style. It's been happening forever. Nobody writes music. Yeah, that's the thing. Because what's happening with hey, what's up, man? What's up, Stevie? What happens is a lot of people end up hearing like the AI or the so like so if you play like a 145, everybody thinks that's the model. But then if you look at like you can use the A, which is a dominant second, as a turnaround, because then that's your third, that's your last chord in the thing, so you can turn it around to the relative minor, like that, and then all of a sudden you get a song. What's the guitar you're holding? It's a Charvel. It don't have the Floyd though, and it's the first run chlorine burst. It's Mexican. Did you really wear those fuzzy boots? No. Greg Koch is a beast. Yeah, I actually have a CD. I was just listening to it. Li- Living like an outlaw, feeling like Jesse James. Thank you for doing these streams. Cool stuff. Where are you headed off? Disney. I'm going to Disney for 2 days. It's the end of the year for the passes, and we didn't want to renew because the kid's getting older. He wants to start going to Universal. Can't blame him. I'm done with. It's a small world. I don't know about that. Hear many new underground bands blending. Well, see, like here's the thing about that, and that's what I would like to see with these underground bands. Um, System of a Down, they were mixing all kinds of crazy stuff together. How come no one's doing that today? Like if you were playing like a metal thing, like, and then just went into like you had like a piano start playing, go into like something classical but on piano. That would be fucking incredible. Or classical runs with a piano over some fucking metal. But more real classical, like Mozart kind of lines. How you make money after legal snafu. I've been in the music industry for 41 years now. I try to get out and they suck me back in. I just actually sent all my letters to all the labels. I'm only writing for one label right now. Sleeping in a bathtub, eating cheap chow mein. Music with a flywheel. Too bad Cry for Love is gone. What? That were they a trio? They were like a rock blues band. Give them everything, but they just want more. Sugar was awesome. Yeah. I just got my kid. He's 10. He's gonna be 11. I just got him. He loves Bring Your Own Beer or Well to the bone and have a real good time. Do you still write tunes for other artists? Yeah, but it's getting really slow, and I'm glad because it's a pain in my ass. Here's the problem with the writing is I'm called an outsourced ghostwriter. I'm the guy to go to when they get in a bind. And what happens is a lot of celebrities go in late at night into these studios because people they don't want people to see them. And what happens is I'll end up with a fucking text at like 3 in the morning. Hey, they're not happy with this song. Can you fix it? Redo it. Here's the track. And I have to get up half out of bed. And then what do you want me to do with it? What are you looking for? She likes the rhythm, but she wants more of, maybe a little country kind of Latin thing. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys? So like they put it on me to try to fix it. Brothers Kane. Ooh, that was a great band too. Can you do a what? A riff? What kind of riff? I watched the video saying modern country because it was interchangeable. You mean a riff like that, or like something like? I think I'm out of tune. And just so you guys know, I'm really cramped. I'm really tight in here because I'm sitting on a stool right in front of the monitor. Saying modern country. I play Nirvana. Let's see. How is it? Man, I forgot how it goes. I forgot. How's that go? I forgot Nirvana. Sorry. I haven't played that in a long time. I used to play Pearl Jam. I used to play all kinds of songs. But I hope I'm 10% this cool. Dude, you're always cool. Everybody's always cool. We're all people, man. The hardest riff to know. The Paul Gilbert stuff or the Becker Friedman. The that stuff's insane. I've seen some great blues guitar players play in clubs. They're all a little bit out of tune, but they still play amazing. Well, that's the thing. If you're not playing the guitar hard and bending the shit out of the strings and going out of tune, you ain't. If you don't make 4 or 5 mistakes in a night, you ain't gave it your all. And you're 100% right. If you're not taking chances and giving 100%, you're not going to make mistakes. You're playing it safe. And what do you want to do? Play it safe for the people? Or do you want to give them something that could be fucking incredibly amazing that they've never seen in their life and give them goosebumps? Guthrie Govan, he's a beast. Yeah, a lot of these guys, you know. I watch a lot of Alex Hutchings too. And probably the two most guitar players that I watch right now is Justin Ostrander. He's a Nashville session guy. He's amazing. Um, as far as writing, and then yeah, sometimes those mistakes are greatest. Yeah, because you never know. And that's how you create stuff. That's what I'm saying. If you don't go for it, man, you gotta, you know, I can't even tell you how many strings I've broken on a stage. And I keep going. I just keep playing. Take it off. If there's a break or something, I walk over to the guitar tech or something and throw it off. Living an outlaw, feeling Jesse James, music with the flywheel. Yeah, and same thing. If you have your staple licks that you can do, you know, like I have. tons of them, like where I'm. But I mean, to actually, you're gonna have to have more gain when you do those, and you're gonna. You in Nashville? Hell no. Actually, Nashville is gonna be done in about 2 years, and I'll tell you why. Nashville has just raised their taxes, so if it's a mom and pop shop, they're trying to get all of the people out of there that are a problem, and they want only high end. So they're trying to sell out to the corporate world, which is a shame. And I don't know if people have ever been to Nashville, but when you go to the Grand Ole Opry, it's in a strip mall and it's part of the mall. It's not like a separate freestanding building out in the middle of nowhere. It's part of a mall, like a strip mall. It's kind of like going to Graceland. It's on a main highway and you go down and it's like a black area, but you go behind his house, there's like 3 houses out in the back. It's very strange. Holy shit, what, the lick? It's just octaves. Here, I'll do it slow. So here's your octave here, and then you're playing the high E. And then you move to the B. So it's the hard ones are down here. I mean, yeah, you'll hurt your hands if you're not used to doing that. The Nick, that looks not, yeah. Well, there's some that, like, if you go like, let's see. So your string skipping there. Ah, that's sloppy. Like stuff like that. That's kind of hard. But like the like if I'm doing like I don't know, I don't have a lot of gain. Yeah, there's not enough gain for that. Let's see. Not enough gain for that. So if you're doing like all the string skipping stuff. Plus, you can jump forwards and go back. That kind of stuff. You wish you could make your head spaz like that? Yeah, sometimes they're spaz. Sometimes I do lose control of that. Because sometimes this hand can't keep up. Like, a lot of people don't see my picking hand. And like if you watch my picking hand, it's very, very minimal. So like a lot of people think a lot of stuff that I do is legato. But you can see now I can play legato that way. But you'll see the hand come off, but you can hear it. It's smoother. Why did hair metal become mainstream in the 80s? Because a couple bands came out and they oversaturated it and killed it. The record labels killed it. How much does your guitar collection cost? Everything? You mean my whole collection? They're not all here. I have a warehouse. I got over 438 guitars. Maybe 3 million. Most of the guitars in the warehouse are collectibles. Like, most of these are just playables. Can you have one? Yeah, let's give them all away tonight. The first 438 live streamers will give each one a guitar. Mr. Sumisaw. Sumising? I don't know how you say that. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. My kid would kill me. He he hates even when I sell a guitar. I don't want. He hates it. There's another one you guys can do. It's probably a cool lick. You can do it slow. It's it's a walkout. It's like a diminish. Do you own a guitar store or just from in the industry? I probably got 30, 40 heads that I collected. No, I didn't own. It's just over the time. For about 438 guitars. You have 100. You used to have 300. Yeah, it's hard to get rid of guitars, and I did get rid. You know what happened? I've gotten rid of guitars over the years, and now it's hard for me to get rid of guitars because I always go. Steven talked me out. Steven, he just talked me out of getting rid of guitar. I was gonna sell my Solar, my pink Solar. Yeah, I got old Robin guitars. I got Klein guitars from Kramer. I got all kinds of stuff. I got a couple old BC Rich. Beat It from Michael Jackson. I used to. I don't know it anymore. The only part I remember is with the arm part down here. I don't remember it. That wall of guitars is worth more than. No. Martin Acoustic. Easton makes mandolins? Wow. You know, I know. Somebody just said, "Too bad you didn't buy Bukovic's guitar." You know, I thought we worked things out and we were friendly. And I can't really say too much, but he's under investigation with the FBI because he doxed me. I would have gave him the money and told him to keep guitars. Favorite personal amp for the house? Don't end your stream. My favorite amp is I don't know if you can see it over there. My favorite amp of all time is the Hughes and Kettner Chord Blade. Don't end your live stream. How do you know how to play living on a? I used to know that. I used to know. Man, I used to know so many songs. How's In and Out of Love? Man, I forgot all those songs. I used to know all those songs. I don't know them any much anymore. I do know John Bon Jovi personally, though. And my dentist receptionist, her daughter's best friends with his wife. Is Bokovic a luthier? Only on the skin flute. I thought you were Bret Hart. Oh man, that was a sad story. What happened to Owen? I used to love wrestling. See the Magnetone amps now. Well, that's because everyone's putting a buzz about the Magnetone amp. That was the amp that Page used. Magnetone. In your opinion, are the new Marshall DSLs garbage? To me, they are. I don't like them. This is a old TSL head that I profiled on my Kemper. It sounds just like my TSL, and it's not the TSL 100. It's the TSL 60. A lot of people gave that amp a lot of big garbage ratings, but Smoke on the Water, not the right way. I don't know how to play that anymore either. I forgot lots of songs. As I get older, my memory has lost. Like I can't remember when I was a kid, like little. I don't know if it's so bad. Hey, what's up, Omar? So like even like no, it's so like I'd have to figure all that stuff out. Like even stuff like that. Like I've played those at shows and I don't remember them anymore. Tim Pierce played on Runaway, yeah. Tim Pierce was like a studio musician at John's uncle's power station. Slipknot, no. I used to play. A lot of people ask me about that. Used to play Chevelle, Slipknot, all that stuff. Godsmack. I haven't played any of that stuff in years. Love from Italy. Holy shit. That's awesome. Thanks for the guitar. I'm glad you like it. I just got this one. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah, again, some of it is different. Like what's really cool about you guys is like you ask a lot of questions like personal and stuff like that. I actually I watch a lot of people do some of these live streams, and you guys don't like their people don't ask the same kind of questions you guys. I wish we could like all be on the phone. We could all hear. How the hell could anyone retain all of it? I know. I do know a lot of like, the old Van Halen stuff or the whoop. Is that right? Something like that. All that stuff. Yeah, you guys are more realistic people than most of the other live streams. Not to take away from other people's live streams, but you guys ask really cool questions too. Real is for real. Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I dig about this. And I had so much fun last time. You ever play those Les Pauls on the wall? Yeah. They're in some of my videos. There's all kinds of them in my. The blue one, I is a Tommy Thayer signature. I just played that. I played at a Bike Week show last year. I actually played that there. I played that in the videos. The gold top. The like honey. I don't know what you call that. A T burst. That's a R9 Burst Brothers. I don't play that much. What's my favorite guitar that you have ever been played? In here, the guitar that I like the most in here is probably my Kiesel. Best mushroom music. That's ain't Pink Floyd. Oh man. You prefer Gibson Fender maybe? No, I'm not one of those guys. I like any guitar that feels so here's the thing. I'm not a guitar snob. I get guitars worth probably I'll tell you guys something. I've had a letter sent to me. I in 1983 I bought a 56 Fender Strat. It was still in the box, untouched, unplayed, never opened. I bought that for 14 grand. About 10 years ago, I got a letter from Fender offering 1.2 million. I told them no. Goes to my kid. But guitars, if I like the way it looks, the way it feels, and the way it sounds, I don't care what it is. Heritage H150. Oh, that sucks. Heritage makes, especially the early 80s Heritage. Oh my God, those are the best. Because that's when they came off. Those are the luthiers in the Kalamazoo that stayed with Open Heritage. Those were the real Les Pauls in the early 80s. I think what was it, 79? Yeah. Well, look at even the White Stripes. What's his name? Jack something. He played. Your dad died. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Yep, early 80s. Prince, David Bowie, or Bruce Springsteen. Oh, man, that's tough. I got to hang out with Prince for about a week. He made me feel uncomfortable, but he's a genius. I'm gonna, man, David Bowie though. That's tough, Prince or David Bowie. I have a white Fender, but my best friend's pushing me to change to Gibson. Why? Whatever you like. Yeah, Jack White. He played on some beat up piece of shit and made millions of dollars. It's whatever you like, man. I'm not a guy that sells guitars, so I'm not going to shill any kind of guitar. I think that's wrong. Because guys have become salesmen like Guitar Max and Andy Woods and Guitar Geek and this guy and that guy. The only guy that I can say, Philip McKnight, actually tears the guitar apart and looks at them. So he gives you a better understanding of what you're buying. That's a good thing. But I don't think you should shill something if you don't know how good it is. Because we're not luthiers, we're not guitar pedal manufacturers. If you haven't seen the process and watched them make it, why would you shill it just for money? That's wrong to me. Cashmere? I did a lesson video on cashmere with a one finger thing. I forgot what it was. What was it? Oh man, I don't remember now. You can play cashmere with one finger the whole song. You have to look on my. I got like 400 or 500 videos, but if you type in jittboy1 cashmere, you should find it. Stevie Ray was good too. You were 7 when your dad died? That sucks, man. Prosperity, beauty. Yeah, man. Mechanical Jams, that's epic. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Sharp Dressed Man. Yeah, I love ZZ Top too. They were great. Fuck. Tony Iommi. I don't know, but Jerry Control had some of this fucking. He was great too. When he played for hands, feels like mine. Stevie Ray, nah, he wasn't original. You know what I liked about Stevie Ray, and here's what a lot of people don't understand. If you sing, write, and play, you have a better chance of being a guitar god. You really do. Unless you have a unique band, like a Page was to Zeppelin, or Eddie was to Halen, or Randy was to Ozzy, or Joe Bonamassa. And you have those kind of guys like Joe Bonamassa. Even though Joe Bonamassa ripped off Eric Johnson, he's 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 good. Yeah, Stevie was a blend. Yeah, it's kind of like what I am. I grew up, at GIT with all these guys, so I'm a blend of everybody from back in the day. And it's funny because this channel is kind of like a stress reliever for me. I get to play those heavy riffs and do all that crazy stuff. Oh, your name's Zen? Nice. I'm from Pittsburgh, where we can. Yeah. Jitboy sounds like a Yisner cab driver. Nice. My name is Mud. My name is Mud. Man, what was the name of that band? Primus. Primus. See, now there's a unique band. That was a unique band with the bass. I don't understand why they don't do stuff like that. Like more. Yeah. Bonamassa ripped a lot of people off. And I think he's a better singer than guitar player. But he writes, plays, and sings. That's the thing, you know. I played for Bonamassa in a dressing room once. He laughed at me. He laughed at me. Did I ever tell you guys a story? He had a capo on his thing. So I went to see Joe Bonamassa in Miami, and I went with Steve Price is the guitar player from Thor. He grew up with Ash. The Sam Ash family grew up with him. And I went and saw Joe, and he had a capo on his neck, and I was laughing. He goes, "What's so funny?" I go, "I don't think you can play that fast without the capo because the capo puts the strings right down to the frets." And he goes, "What? You can play I faster than me without a capo?" He goes, "Let me see." So I took the guitar, played, and he laughed at me, and he goes, "I guess so." And then he put the capo back on and started doing his thing. It was funny as hell. He does have a great sense of humor. He's got a great sense of humor. And then Steve like hit me when we walked out the room. He's like, "What are you doing, man?" I go, "You didn't think that was funny?" He goes, "Yeah, but that could have went sideways really quick." I go, "I don't give a fuck. What do I don't give two shits what people think." I'll sing out of key in Walmart. I don't give a shit. My dad used to do crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So like my stepmother would be walking in a grocery store and my dad would walk behind her and he'd be like making like gorilla like he'd be walking like a gorilla or a monkey. And then as soon as she turned around, he'd stand up and like look around like what? And people would be laughing. So I guess I got that from my dad. Do you know? Do you know the man? They're going fast. He did a jam video. Yeah, the Misfits. I don't know if you can see. Can you see on my wall back there? Oh, I hate to turn this. Let's see. Can you see the Misfits over there? There it is. Watch this fall apart now, right? I love the Misfits. I love a lot of punk bands too. I love the Ramones. You know, Sid Vicious. We've become our parents. God help us. I think a lot of the famous guys were better singers. Yeah. Yep, it's a Vince, by the way. Oh, what's up, Vinny? Vinny, go ahead if you want to tell some stories on there. How's Doc? Any of those doctors sniffling around your place? No. Listen, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", and Vincent can tell you. Vincent Vincent, where it says what's your title? God spell Ronan. He's an American top team. He used to train UFC fighters. He can tell you I can protect myself. Yeah, you do the 80s stuff, ballad stuff, the six string. Jesus loves you. Thank you. He loves everybody. Favorite guitar? I don't. It was probably a Zion that I sold, right, Vince? I should have never sold that. What's up, Stevie? Late? I know it's 10 o'clock. I got to get up early too. I'm going to Disney. Going to Disney. Can you play Everybody Wants to Rule the World? Man, those are great songs. Simple Minds. I don't remember. Hey, 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 hey. Flock of Seagulls. Hey, you're looking the Mickey. You're looking like Mickey Rourke. Kinda, maybe. Yeah, with the hat and everything. I'm squinting though. I can't see. I got my phone. So here's the thing. I thought my monitor was going to show me um the text in there. So like if I'm not squinting, so like even that, I'm sweating now, but yeah, you can see I'm sweating. It's hot as hell in here. I'm trapped inside my little space. Who's better, Slash? Randy Rhodes. That's why I mentioned when you played in front of the Misfits and their guitar was kind of upset that you couldn't play too well. And yes, it was a Zion. Yeah, Misfits. Yeah, that was a weird thing for me. But they're the ones that helped me get into GIT. Actually, that's a crazy story because their father are the ones that told my father. TRA explained to sing it too. Where did the whole Jitboy thing come from? You mean the song? No, I mean my name, Jitboy. From when I was a kid, they used to call me Jit because of the girls. Not gonna lie, Mickey Rourke hasn't paid his rent. What song do you know? I know a lot of '80s stuff. AC/DC. Finally found a non-live stream with someone who doesn't have their lives on for months that actually reads chat. Yeah, be honest, is Green Day shit? I don't like them per se, but Heartbreak Boulevard or whatever that song was, Broken Dreams, Heartbreak, that's a really good song. Was your dad a music? No, he was a cop. Armenian cop. Ever met Doyle from the Misfits? Yeah. So my father was friends with their father, and I met them when I was about 14, 13, 14, and I played for them. And yeah, yeah. So they told my dad because a lot of people don't understand those guys in the Misfits were actually really good musicians. They were better than what people think. Randy Spears or Randy West? Probably Randy Spears. Yeah, my dad was a cop. Yeah. Did he police? Did he walk on the moon? Yeah, only in silence, lucid. No, what was the song? Dancing on the Sun. Please, please on Green Day. Got any S? No, I don't have SGs. I had them when I was younger. My fat thumb, Randy Spears. Greetings, Brazil in the house. Brazil, jeez, we got. What do we got? We got Italy. We got Brazil. My first electric guitar. That's funny. You just asked. It was a Gibson SG. It was my cousin's. She lived 3 houses down and didn't want it, and she gave me a little Gibson 30-watt amp or 15-watt amp. Said Gibson on it. They were. That's actually kind of surprising because they act like they suck in interviews and stuff. They were at. They're totally different people. Jimi Hendrix. Who is the best Jimi Hendrix of all time? That's a tough one too. England. Oh, you're from England, dude? My aunt that just died was from England. She was a part of an English kind of conservatory group that was over here. She just passed, 88 years old. I take care of her husband, my uncle. He just turned 99. Oh, 80s guitars. Yeah. There's a little black spot on the sun today. I got an SG because of Derek Trucks. Powerhouse by Whiteheart. Whiteheart, holy crap. Haven't heard that name in forever, too. I had a global guitar from a department store, then bought a 79. Yeah, it sucks. She took care of him, he's older. I know a lot of 80s stuff. Yeah, he was 99. Kickstart my heart. You like sticks? Play some XYZ. I actually got to learn XYZ now. Terry from XYZ is officially in the Legends band, and so let me explain to everybody that's come in. So I play with Patrick Johansson from Yngwie, and I play with Dave the Beast from Black Sabbath, who's played in Great White. singing is Terry from XYZ, and I'm 90% sure that Blando from Slaughter's going to play guitar and sing as well. That's being all worked out right now by Karen Laser. Do you still play any Bullet Boys licks? Oh man, Bullet Boys. Those I haven't played that in a while either. Watch the hell where these guitars are trained on it. What do you think of Corey Taylor? He's really good. Sounds like a cool lineup. Are you running a 30-watt amp? No, it's a Kemper run direct into my mixer. So that's a IR cab, but it's my head. I profiled my head, my TSL 60. He's not into it, and the business is how can I say this without getting in trouble? 6.7. The business is 6.7. No, it's not a plug-in. It's my Kemper, and I profiled my head into Kemper. I profiled a bunch of my heads into Kemper. I had Kemper before and I got rid of it, but what happened is I learned how to profile, and I was a fractal guy for many years, and now I'm run it direct. But I will run it. I run it sometimes with a VHT power amp, all tubes 50 watt each side into 2 cab stereo, but it's running direct into my mixer right now. Profiling a head mean? It's like taking your head, the identical sounds of your head through noise, and it puts it into a computer basically, and it has all effects in there, and you have the exact sound of your head. What's up, man? Queen riffs? Man, I haven't played that stuff in a long time. You've got a bad Kemper? A bad Kemper? Huh? Bad Brad Kemper? Bad Kemper? No, it's an older Kemper. You can profile with FX3. I think you can now. If my dad shredder like you, I'd be playing. That's a that's a hard one. He plays keyboards and drums a little bit, and he likes it, but I don't want to push him into it. Is Mitch Malloy still with? No, Mitch Malloy. Brett Carlisle's with Great White, and he was just on America's Got Talent or one of those shows. Mitch Malloy just moved back here to Florida. I'm trying to get him in the Legends thing. Maybe we'll see how he said no for now, but meant like bad temper. What's bad temper? Meant like bad temper, man. Do I have a bad temper? Or Rolling Stones? I don't know. Rolling Stones. It must be mummified. That's funny as fuck. They must be mummified. If you don't, if you don't push him, I bet he picks it back up in high school or college. Boss Cantana, they're great. I like them. My dad took me to see Van Halen. Nice. Yeah, my dad took me and my sister to see Kiss in the 79. Cop at Kiss, yeah. Yep. He hated it. I'll tell you guys another cool story. So my dad lives in Sebastian, and they have a biker bar out there, and I was like, "Hey, let's go." It was just me and him, and he's older now. He's in his 80s, and I go in there, and some people, because I've played shows with like Quiet Riot and Rat and some of those bands, and um some of the people knew who I was. My hair was down, which I usually don't go out like that, like this. And some of the people asked to take pictures and stuff, and they started buying my dad drinks, and he hates bikers. We laughed, and he's like, "Man, these people are fucking awesome. I'm gonna come here by myself." I go, Dad, I don't know why you think some people are just bad. I said, you have bad people in every area. I said, look at me. I cursed my dad for not taking me to kiss. Hey, say hi. Said hi. What's up, man? Let's see. 50, 16, many bands. Priest. Yeah, Priest. Love Priest. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to read it today. Let's see. Roll down. Yes, I met Sebastian Bach. Yeah, he's crazy. That's a funny story too, actually. I don't know if I should tell it. My sister's on fire. Living after a minute. Yeah, and what was the other one? Man. I don't remember all of them. I don't remember them. Breaking the law, breaking the law. God, I gotta get tired of people asking for. Yeah. Breaking the law, breaking. Did you go to any Woodstock? No. I'm not quite that old. I just turned 60. Starts on a low E. Does it? Met Uncle Ted? Yeah. I met him a bunch of times. I don't know if you guys know, but Michael Bolton's his cousin. Kind of like Aldo Nova's related. John Bon Jovi. Let's see. How's that go? Man, I forget Great White Buffalo too. What do you think of Taylor? Taylor who? Momsen? Do you live in LA? No, not no more. Yeah, that Aldo Nova thing's a really fucking weird thing. His record label shelved him, so he wrote Blaze of Glory for John so that John would sign him to his label. Kind of fucked him. Bolton and Nuge. That's hilarious, yeah. I know, Michael Bolton. And Michael Bolton was really good as a rocker. I mean, again, drive for show, putt for dough. Shred for zing and play for bling. Damn Yankees. I like them too. Detroit. Detroit. Any funny story to why you left LA? I couldn't afford it. No. No, cuz I just I actually have a house still out there, but it's actually in Huntington Beach. Have you ever met John? No, but I just met Julian Lennon about a year ago. So, Grace Jones, her guitar player, passed away. He didn't pass away. He had a heart attack, and I got called to finish the album. And Julian Lennon was there doing backing vocals. And he watched me work, and he said, "Would you help me with my album?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Do you know who I am?" I go, "Yeah, but do you know who I am?" He said, "No." I go, "I guess we're even." Why is that guy from Perfect Circle always trying to sound like the guy from Tool? That's funny, Vinny. I saw Ted and Crawford. Who is the guitar? He had a guitar player singer, Derek somebody. Derek, his guitar player, singer guy, he had a beautiful brand new Les Paul. This was probably in the early 80s, and I watched him trip and he fell and he banged and snapped the neck. It was brand new. He was like, he did that on stage. I'm downriver. I want to know why the guy from Tool cops a perfect circle. Who's the funniest band you ever played with? You mean funniest? Man, that's a tough one too. Derek St. Holmes, yeah. Funniest band I ever played with. I don't know, but I've hung out with who's the band with they were the Atomic Punks and then they turned into Steel Panther. I didn't play with them, but I met them. They were funny as shit. How did your turn out? Got on Planet was worse than an distraction. Derek St. Holmes, good jam. Yeah, I like Derek St. Holmes. Lincoln Park is nice. I never got to meet him or Chris Cornell. I didn't met them. Did you ever? No, I never met Zach either. Who's the strangest? Prince. Fucking Prince freaked me out. Made me. He didn't freak me out. He made me really uncomfortable, man. Really, really uncomfortable. But he was a genius. So, Sex Pistols. Yeah. What? They're going on tour. Michael Sweet. Yeah, he's still a great singer. He might end up back in Boston. Any thoughts on John Five? He's good. He's decent. I liked him better with Rob Zombie. I don't think he's a good fit for crew. Yeah, I hung out with Prince for a week. I watched. He had a new board at Paisley Park, and I stayed there and got to hang out with him. He made me feel uncomfortable though. He never did anything, or he just was very strange. Do you know Manowar guitarist? No, I know Donnie Hamzig, the original drummer. I played with him. And what was the name of the band? Donnie Hamzig was the original drummer, Manowar. I can't remember the band we were in. And then I know Kenny Reiner Earl. He's a good friend of mine too. I think he was like the second drummer. West, dude, you're too funny. Did you ever buy any guitar from a pawn shop? Yeah, you, buddy. They're not the pistols without rod. I know. I'm inside a fridge. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Rex? Is it because he is snobby or Jehovah? No, he did a lot of odd things while I was there. Like every 5 minutes he would leave. He would show me something on the board. He's a fucking freak of a genius when he comes to mixers and certain things he would do. Like I watched him do work on a song, and somebody from one of the labels asked me to go and see what he does because he was a genius. The same thing with Eddie Van Halen. A lot of people don't understand what a genius he was on a mixing board. Prince was like sauce in the back. You skeptical. Danzig wrote all the Misfits. Yeah. Did you ever run into Johnny Depp at the Viper Room? No, but my buddy Josh Greenbaum, he was the drummer for River Phoenix, and he died, I think, at the Viper Room, right? Josh Greenbaum was the original drummer in a band called Toy Soldier, which turned into Saigon Kick. Believe it or not. The most annoying musicians I've ever written for? Ooh. I'll say his last name, Levine. Yeah, Eddie would piss on the floor. That's true. And he'd put cigarettes out in it. Trolling? Do you like. Oh, man. I don't know who that is. How do you wear hats? Sometimes. There used to be a pirate who had a jar of the. Oh, man, they're going so fast. Avril Lavigne? Yeah, she's alright. Kylie Reed? Hello. Red Show. that he's He wouldn't make it in my high school. Let's just say that. Skater boy. I played drums for Cold as Life in Detroit. Cold as Life. That sounds familiar. What's the favorite studio album you ever worked on? I'd say Don't Say It, Chris. probably, probably Expose, the first really big sign band I played with. That was at Criteria. Why do I get the feeling when Prince left the room it was to go sacrifice a goat? No, man, he did a lot of weird stuff. He changed constantly, and he was always he was always eating, believe it or not. But it was like weird things, like he was eating grapes. He had grapes and peanuts and like raspberries and blueberries. And he it was like weird. Like he had like these little bowls of stuff everywhere, and I like at first I thought it was like drugs, and I don't. It was very weird for me. But he would come back like dressed. It wasn't like he was dressed up, and he'd look at you like I don't know, weird. But he would say stuff and he would laugh. And you know what he always wanted to do? Believe it or not, um, table tennis. Always wanted to play table tennis. No, he was always constantly picking while and eating and stuff. And then it was like he'd get something on him and he'd go change. But he always wanted to play table tennis, always. But I'll tell you one cool thing that I got to see, his garage where the Purple Rain motorcycle was, and he had all kinds of like different year Cadillacs in there. I don't know if you guys know that. He had a huge car collection in there. And he rode a bicycle. So he was a squirrel, kind of. Jay, Jay and the at all are too messy. I don't know. You should give guitar lessons to Red Shaw. He wouldn't listen. Red Shaw wouldn't take lessons from someone like me. He wouldn't take lessons from anybody. His head's too big. He thinks. Listen, when Red Shaw and Tim Pierce go to Norm's Guitars and they shut the doors and lock them to shop for a Les Paul, it's like, who the fuck are you? You're not fucking Elvis Presley. The girls aren't screaming outside the fucking doors, Red and Tim, let us in. They're. Listen, I don't mind Tim Pierce, but the Red thing is. It's horrid. Some of these people have lost their minds. Prince was a vegetarian. The chef was really? I didn't know that. I didn't see I knew there were some people there, but like I never saw anybody. But there were bowls of things everywhere. Like you could walk into a hallway and there'd be like a little bowl. He would just go by and eat it. Wouldn't put it past Prince to write it. You could probably teach Lars how to drum. I don't know about that either. Do you think rap ruined music? Nah, I think musicians ruined it. Now we got Limp Bizkit. Prince totally kills on him. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, the guy's a genius. Same thing, and I said it before. George Michael played all of his instruments too. He played bass, he played drums, he wrote everything. Another genius. He like Sting. Sting plays a lot of instruments. Guitar nerds missed the point on being a rock star. Yeah, and see, that's the whole thing is why did you get into music to pick your instrument? Were you there to get chicks or a chick to get guys or did you want to be famous or did you want to make the money? Yeah, major label rock album stop. So let me explain that. So the labels hired in-house producers, in-house writers so they can own 50% of the melody. So they put writers on salary. They 1099 you. And all you do is sit in a room and you write all day. Jay-Z has 30 writers. They sit on a huge office floor and they write all day. And that's all they do. That way you can own the thing, the melody. And so they'd stop signing bands. Yeah. There's a lot of drugs in the music industry. I think it's one of the greatest basses on. He played for Whiteheart. Yeah, Whiteheart was a good band. I used to listen to them. Why do these? How good they are. Why do all these hide how good they are? Simply making money, or did it to look bad? I keep watching. Hmm. The drugs do right. The drugs do right. Yeah. Streaming killed the music industry. No, I don't think it was that. It forced the music industry into, let's say, streaming forced the music industry to figure out how to keep the money. And that was to hire in-house writers. So you pay them a salary and they own all the music. That's why they wouldn't sign bands no more. Yes, I've encountered Joan Jett. I hit a Billy Idol show many years ago. She told me if I Joan Jett said to me, if you were a girl, I'd you. What do they call it? Boing. I forget. There's words for it you can't say. Ozzy and Skid Row put out decent albums in '95, but it seemed like they didn't chart well. Yeah. Ever meet Rick Danko? I can't see that. Danko. Is it say Danko? I think so. I may have met him. I don't remember. I've met a lot of people, but not really talked to them. Like, hi, how you doing, and then walk away. You want to buy a semi-hollow? Video killed the radio star. Yes, it did. Yes, I have a huge golden doodle, 120 pounds. Ever seen Levon Helm? No. No. Does anyone actually know where Vita Brata is hiding? He's not hiding. That's a whole that I've talked about this before. He doesn't have a hand injury. That's something that you use as a medical injury to get out of your contracts. He wasn't happy with the money. What did the first year of Guitar Institute teach? How to be a rock star, bro. No, you have different. You have different. They did a lot of different things. They had shows there, and they did all kinds of stuff. Like Eddie Van Halen. Can you play any licks from Eruption? Yeah. That's too high. Ever had to sit in for big bands? Yes, I've sat in for many. Quiet Riot, Rat. I've done shows with Terry from XYZ, not in his band, but at Rocklahoma. Yeah, I don't remember a lot. Do you have any Chipsons? No. I don't. I own Gibsons. There's tons of guitars in here that are real. I don't. I think that's disrespectful to buy a Chipson. I've never played one, never looked at one, never seen one. I've seen them on like Marketplace, but why would I? I don't. Does any have any of you guys ever played a Chipson? Are they any good? Do they play fine? I don't know. I've heard all kinds of shit. You have Scar My Guitar. You got this guy. You got that guy. I'm not really interested in a Chipson. I mean, they look okay, but so does a real Gibson or a Heritage or, you know what I mean. But I mean, if you can't afford a Gibson, there's other alternatives. There like this guitar right here. This is a Gretsch. These. It looks like a Gibson. These are only $220 on sale. It's just like having a Les Paul. It's called the Jet something. I just bought that, but it's a Gretsch. Play it with your teeth. Oh man, Cat in a Trash Can holds more rhythm than Lars. Yeah, I got a Chipson in trade. Is it any good? You got a Chipson? Does it play and sound good? Play with your nose. You remember what was that? Porky's, where he took the bow and down. He grabbed the tweezies. They're not so bad for 300 if you put some work like pickup spots. Fret level it. But like, here's the thing: how, like, if you bought one for 300, let me ask this Alvin guy: if you bought that for $300 and you put, say, $200 worth of pickups in there, and then you fret leveled it and everything, how much do you think you put in there? 700? I don't know Buffalo Soldier. Yeah, but like, how much would you put in? See that Epiphone, that purple one? That was $700 with a blue Epiphone case, and it comes with Seymour Duncan and Gibson wiring for $700. Just doesn't say Gibson on there, but you could take a chisel to it. Would it be cheaper to put fucking Gibson on the headstock of that guitar from a paint guy, or would it be cheaper to put? See what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, Schecter. I don't. I like all guitars. I don't buy strings. I still have a deal with EVH. It's my last hurrah of deals. I had deals with Digitech, Mesa Boogie, all those big companies back in the day. The only one that's still, well, I shouldn't. I can still get deals with Gibson. I can get player price through my buddy Russ. Russ Maxwell from Molly Hatchet. He's a good friend. He's a Gibson guy. Your custom Zion's a far favorite guitar you've ever owned. Yeah, my Zion. That guitar was in unbelievable. That's one of the guitars that I wish I had back. And it's the only one in existence that he signed. Hoover signed. That was a tough one. I didn't. I wasn't on my right mind, Vinny. Have you ever played the Jared James Nickel signature Gibson? No. I don't think he should have a signature. He's a good guitar player, but he hasn't done anything yet. See, that whole thing with the signature guitar thing, like him and the Grace Bowers, I don't think they've earned it. But he's a good player. But he's got to get a song. He's got to get something on the radio, or no one's gonna, like, if social media didn't exist, neither would he. And that's sad to me because you got to be able to get on the radio. You got to be a guitar legend to get a signature. Thing is, I guess you can play at chips and modify, tear them apart. Molly Hatch and Blackfoot. Yeah, Blackfoot. I love fucking Blackfoot. Same like Blackfoot. It should be illegal to have that whole band full of kids calling themselves Blackfoot. Just bought a flute. Felt whimsical. So did Red Shell, a skin flute. Have you ever heard of Charlie? No, don't know who he is. Cherry Pie by Warrant. I don't know, man. They didn't even write that. Alvin Lee. Oof. Alvin Lee. That's tough, Rick Derringer, Alvin Lee. I'll take Alvin Lee. Guthrie Trap relies on Cage as the basic. No, I don't think he does. And the only problem I have with Guthrie Trap is he play. It's almost like he's playing to a metronome. It's the same tempo of patterns everywhere. I wish he'd slow down and bend. I mean, you can do stuff like that and still do all your, and then play all your patterns on top. Uncle's Tom Cabin, yeah. All those leads were by Mike Slammer. Tony Cowell, Highway Song. Alvin was the fastest. Yeah, Alvin Lee was incredible. Very underrated. Wait, Warren didn't write Cherry Pie? No. There was a guy named Mike Slammer. He was from a band called Streets that helped them write a lot of that stuff and play the solo. He's actually the one playing the solos on the records too. He jammed that minor pen. Yeah. My favorite opening lyrics any song. Nickelback. I don't know why Nickelback got so much hate. They had some good songs, man. You're the man I want to be when I become old. Yeah, you don't want my injuries though. I've been listening to a couple new songs, Mark. Roy Clark is the top. Yeah, I love Roy Clark, buddy. You know that. Chet Atkins, Roy Clark, Glenn Campbell. I grew up on all that shit. Hee haw. Lived for it. Pizza on Friday nights, hee haw Saturday. It was my dad. See, and like Jerry Reed was fucking awesome too. Yeah, I was talking about him earlier. Jerry Reed was actually did an Elvis song with and what's his name? Chet Atkins was a session leader, and he had Jerry Reed go play for Elvis. Jerry Reed, and then again, and you know what? Jerry Reed didn't get a lot of credit either. I don't know. I don't know. Otis Redding. Yeah, and they had all that. They had all those country licks down, man. Mike Slammer. Yep. Yes, sir. Mike Slammer. And if you guys don't know who Mike Slammer is, look Mike Slammer Streets, the band Streets up. Oh my God. I think the effects got better, buddy. Chip made everyone look so easy. Yeah. Might sound crazy, but I heard people talking about record producers doing black magic. Oh man, I don't want to. Gonna get me in trouble talking about that, bro. Listen, let me tell you a little bit about the industry. It's not what you think. Do you have any really? Do you do you have anything you really want to do yet? Musical? I would like to do shred stuff on an album. I was the one thing that I never got to do. What's your body count? Probably over 1,000. Streets. Yeah, the band's called Streets. Mike Slammer, Streets. Great, cool songs. Incredible guitar playing. Unbelievable. He's the guy that did all the Warrant songs and the solos. Yeah, Mike Slammer. Man. I think and Streets might have had somebody from Kansas in it if I remember right. Another good band. Full Blossom channel talks about Mike. Oh yeah, Full Blossom, Full Bloom. Dude, when we used to get hang out backstage at the Fuel concerts, Brad told me that Carl Bellas and suddenly get out. Oh yeah, dude, that hanging out with Brad and Jason. Jason Todd was actually fucking cool, man. Thanks for helping introduce him to me. Shine down. Guys call Mike and Shred. Mike. Mike. They can dance too, right? Magic Mike. Have you ever heard of Army of Anyone? Oh man. Did you ever do a few studio albums with the same band? Yes. Expose. Fender Ultra Lux or Sir? I'll take Fender. Yes, this is butter. This neck feels like my fucking $4,000 Kiesel. This guitar, you can buy these. The only thing it doesn't have is the single. Like if this had a single, and I don't know if Charvel made one of these, that would be my main guitar. Do you know Shallow for Star? No. Yeah?
You know the dude that kept saying 6'7"?
Yeah.
I drew him, but it's also
Oh,
Rocky
you want
Horror.
me to see it? All right, thanks, my son. Hey, you gotta go to bed if you want to go to Disney. My kid said that he drew the guy that kept saying 6'7". You mean that band Rick Beato made famous? Nah, he didn't make anybody famous. The 6'7" guy, my son drew you. Too funny. Rick Beato's a fucking douche. Rick Beato changed a couple words. He just went in as Todd's guitar instructor and then added a couple things. That's why he didn't get a production credit. He got a writer's credit. But they gave him an award for a producer anyway. See, that's Atlantic Records. You're not just gonna walk into Atlantic Records with no album and then go into a studio and record it. That's all pre-production. All those songs were already written. But Rick Beato's not going to tell you that. Oh, I just threw a couple lyrics and made a few suggestions, and they give me a writing credit. Yeah, because you happen to be in there. It's got a toggle right here, but I don't hear a difference. Makes it fuller, I guess. Maybe if I'm playing with clean, I guess you can hear a little bit of a difference. So that would sound good probably with a clean. Yeah, maybe if I was playing on clean. You know any Kid Rock? I used to. Beato helped in the studio, but Durst is the catalyst. Peter Thornton and band together. Kiesels are costly, nice guitars. Yeah, some of the actual old carvings. Play a Kiss song. Oh man, how's rock and roll all night go? No, what is it? Something like that. I got an archtop Gretsch. Thanks, Kylie. Kid Rock's easy to play. Yeah, some of his stuff's really easy to play. And and he gets a lot of shit too. But you know what I like about his stuff? I don't like the later stuff, but the early stuff had a lot of fucking energy. With that, it had like power, angst. That's why I love the early Seven Dust. I love metal bands and I love modern metal. I love all kinds of music. The old carvings are great. Yeah, some of those old carvings are fucking really good. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like these guitars. Like you can hear, I don't have a lot of gain. Mm, I don't know. Fender sometimes gets lazy. It depends who they hire to put in positions. On my wall, that's my favorite. What do you mean out of the Les Pauls? Probably the Burst Brothers. The Burst right there. Metal. I love metal. 541 and flat. Sus on 5 and 4. Steve I. Carvin amp. Yeah, that was good too. 56. Yeah, I just turned 60. Well, later, bro. Wife wants to watch TV. All right, man. Best metal of the 80s. Sabotage, brother. My buddy Chris. They fucking great. Call of the Mountain King, Power of the Night. Oof. 30K. Yeah. Way to put in the work, bro. You inspire me. Thanks, man. Taste the rainbow of guitars. Are you in a band? Sometimes. I play with so if you guys are just tuning in, so the Legends band, it's Terry from XYZ, me, Patrick Johansson from Yngwie Malmsteen, Dave Spitz from Sabbath, and hopefully we're this close to Blando from Slaughter. We're gonna do I think 8 shows in Florida. Beastie Boys, yes. Purple Haze. Yeah, I kind of. Dio. Guest appearance from Lynch with you guys. I don't know. George has been a little here and there. I can get Jaron, his bass player from Lynch Mob. I've been talking to Gabriel too, who Gabe. I shouldn't call him Gabriel. Gabe from Lynch Mob, the singer. You'd love to interview me? Yeah, I can do interviews. Leatherwolf. Oh my God, that was a great band too. You have a gift. Jesus loves you. Thank you. Jesus loves everybody. Hopefully. Nah, he does. Yeah, Helen was the loudest. I'm also in a band out of our bassist doesn't have a bass. Oh, you're the guitar player? Red Hot Chili Peppers? Herald the 80s for sure. Yeah. And that was the thing about the 80s. The guitar players drove other guitar players. So you had those guys coming out and like the so you're doing like crazy stuff and the next guy is coming. So it gets crazier and crazier. It just kept fueling. So like a GIT, Paul would come in with a lick, and then Becker would come in a lick, and then Friedman, and you're like, what the hell do I do? So that's kind of what fueled that playing. You're doing tapping right now. Yeah, he hates donuts. He hates a lot of things, bro. So when we're gonna do a night at the round table when I get back, and we're gonna have Patrick and Dave do a live stream for you guys. This will be us three, and maybe he could tell you some funny stories about him and Yngwie. He's got some fucking doozies, boy. I'll let him tell them. No, I used to listen to Gore though. I loved them back in the day. Tapping is funny too because a lot of people don't do it right. They just tap all over. So let me show you guys something really quick. So if you play a G, the triad is G and the B and the D. But you take this G note here and you play it here. And if you move up two, that's A. Now you're tapping A. Move it up another two, and you're tapping B. You're tapping triads. Yngwie doesn't give a hoot. Yeah, Yngwie's crazy. I'm really trying to tap in thingy. Yeah, and you could get into like, there's all kinds of tappings like where you're kind of going like. Stuff like that. Where you're tapping or kind of chords. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do in tapping. The MC's live album. I dug it. Can you tell the Sebastian Bach story, please? You really want to hear my Sebastian Bach story? So they came down here and they recorded at New River Studios. My buddy Mark was the producer, and they used to hang out at Summers on the Beach in the Button South. And one night I walked in and Jerry was the bartender from Summers on the Beach, and there was a VIP bar, and I was sitting at the VIP. I was off tour, and I was with a bunch of friends, and I was sitting up there, and I was drinking, and then Sebastian walked up, and Jerry's the bartender, and big guy, and Sebastian's like pulling out wadded money, like dollars, and like a 10 and a 5, and he orders a drink, and like I knew who he was, you know, and I looked at Jerry and I go, do I have to pay? And I looked at Sebastian. He goes, absolutely not. I guess I'll have three of what he's having. And Sebastian didn't like that. And the drummer, Rob, he had Skid Row on the back of his jacket. And I looked at Sebastian. I go, you know what that says backwards, don't you? Skid Row. We're dicks. He got so fucking mad and walked out. But I talked to him since then, so we're cool. I was probably drunk, amongst other things. Yeah, it's 11:06, man. I gotta get up early. These live streams are fucking cool, man. I love them. Yeah, he fired Kenny. Kenny was his guitar tech. So how I met Patrick Johansson was through Ingve's guitar tech, who was really good friends with Steve Price, the guitar player for Thor, who was a manager at Sam Ash, who was one of my good friends. No, Army anyone, no. Yeah, I saw I was in a strip bar in what's that place? The Cheers where the Cheers bar is. Uh, Philly? Is it that Philly? I can't remember. I was in a strip bar and he came in and he just like looked at me and was like, "Not you, bro, please." And we ended up hanging out, talking, drinking. Yeah, no, it'd be my pleasure to do an interview for you, man. And if you want to email me, you can email me at jittboy@yahoo. I don't answer them all the time, and I'm going out of town, so it'll be a couple days. Boston, Boston, that's it, Boston. Oh my God, do you know the strip bar in downtown Boston? I forget the name of it. Rumor had Ingve was a knob polisher in this. Dude, Army anyway, Stone Temple Pilots, yeah. I don't remember. What is it? I don't remember this. I don't remember those songs. But, oh man, that sucks. All right, Vinny, I'll give you a call. Thanks. Your band's called the Legends Band. No, we haven't made a name. It's like a Legends tour, but we haven't decided on a name yet. Combat Zone. Deer Creek in the house. Who's the drummer? The drummer is Patrick from Yngwie Malmsteen, Patrick Johansson. The bass player is Dave Spitz from Black Sabbath, and his brother is, what's his brother's name? Dan Spitz from Anthrax, but Dan doesn't play no more. So it's Dave Spitz, Patrick, Terry from XYZ, and then maybe, just maybe, Karen's working on it, Jeff Blando from Slaughter playing guitar and singing. Yeah, we'll need a name for the Legends band. I don't know what we're gonna call it. The Riot Act. we'll, we'll come on stage and give everybody shit. Do you know any Tim McGraw? No, I do, but I can't play any of it. Only because I wrote it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. No, I can say that. I just can't tell you what I wrote. Major bands. The first one was Roxanne that was signed. Hey, have you heard from Robert Sarzo? Yes, I texted. I texted him for the last live stream, and he's like, "Sorry, man, I missed it." Expose, Rat, Quiet Riot. I've done work or played live on stage. I've played live on stage with Celine Dion, Tom Jones, as a sit-in, like at a show when somebody's getting sick. Robert's awesome, man. Yeah, Dave played bass for Black Sabbath. He was on 2 or 3 albums with Black Sabbath. He played in Arcadia. He played in Great White. He's played in White Lion. Dave Spitz, man. They call him Dave the Beast Spitz. I didn't play on the albums. I filled in live. Argentina, holy shit. So that's Brazil, Argentina, and Italy in the house. That's crazy. Yeah, Warren was good. Yeah, and there's a whole thing with Jason Green. I just commented on the other guitar player, Stephen Piercy. I know Jason just came out about that whole thing. Yeah, and then you had like the other stuff. Do I remember? I don't remember those. What was the other one? I I used to play a whole bunch of them. I haven't played any other songs in a long time. No, what is it? Now I'm on a tune. Cool guitarist, thank you. That's a stretch. Can't do that. Yeah, I'm 6'1". I'm about 6'1", so I got big monkey paws, gorilla hands. So like stuff like that's kind of easy for me. But I'll tell you in the song, Robin Crosby used to do that down here. I think it was off the C or the B. That's a tough one. Lack of communication. Yeah, Rat had some cool stuff, man. Lay it down, yeah. Robin Crosby wrote all of it almost. The solos were all Warren stuff, and Robin did some of the solos and stuff. And I can't tell you what happened with that, but they told me that Warren told me that sometimes when they had the money and stuff, Robin wouldn't show up at some of the recordings. That's why when you hear the solo like in Round and Round, it sounds awfully similar, the sound, because it probably was him. And that's I probably shouldn't tell those stories. The color is the sky. No. He said hi. Hell's PC. What's up, man? Robin Crosby was huge, 6'5". Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And there was a lot of infighting with that band. A lot. And it was separated. Robin sided with Bobby Blotzer, and that was the half. And then Steven was with Warren. And Juan was kind of the guy that didn't say nothing. But it turned out that Warren became the leader of that band. Were the parties crazy in the 80s? Yeah, I think they started P. Diddy in the right direction. No. They weren't as crazy as this party. Yeah, they people were more normal back then. It wasn't all this crazy shit. Because of he did? Stephen Piercy actually told some of that? Holy shit. It's true. I'm not going to lie. If he said that, I can verify that that is 100% true. And the problem was sometimes at Robin, because they had the money and he had his demons, he was pawning a lot of his gear. So he didn't even have stuff to play on. And there, really? I'm going to have to watch that now. Good thing you told me that because I thought I was going to get in trouble. No, EVH didn't reorganize it. He kind of did, but he only put that section in. And then he did the solo. The rest of the song was recorded by Toto, Steve Lukather, and Bacaro. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out for sure. Yeah, Steven actually did a lot of that stuff. It's true. It's kind of like Eddie Van Halen was playing a lot of the drums on a lot of the later albums because of the problem that Alex had, and I'm not going to get into that because I don't know how much he said. Let's put it this way: when you heard basic drum beats, that, that instead of those swing beats, the swing beats is all Alex. Like I'm the one that the swing beats is all Alex. But Alex had some issues. He was going through divorces and all kinds of stuff and drinking. It's probably in his book, hopefully. I read his book. Dire Straits, that's a great song too. Dude, there's a lot of great songs. Like I was messing around the other day, and then I was like, fuck, Billy Squire. I forgot all about him. In the Orange by Zach Brown. Man, Zach Brown was great too. I haven't played anything from him in a long time either. Yes, Alex was an incredible drummer. Oh my God. He doesn't get a lot of credit as a drummer because he was, David Lee Roth and some of those people outshined him. But Alex's drumming on like Tour and some of the early Van Halen albums was phenomenal. Ace Frehley. Yeah, that's true story. I'll tell you another true story because I'm friends with Damien and his dad owned Casablanca Records. It got so bad where Ace had ski slopes and bags all over the house that the maid would tell him, Mr. Fraley, you've lost your candy again. Yeah, Billy Squire got screwed bad. The labels fucked him up. Why does Paul Stanley hate Ace so much? Because Paul Stanley is an egotistical prick. Ace had his demons, but Ace made the band. And They fought all the time because Ace wrote a lot of cool stuff that Paul wouldn't put on the records. It's sad because Paul and Gene wanted all the money. It all came down to money, and that's really what breaks up most bands. The money. It's sad that it happens that way. It really is. But look, drummers can't copyright a drum sound or a drum rhythm. Bass players are a little more screwed unless they're writing. Shooting Star, that was a great band too. Yeah, he's really influential. Lonely as night. Man, that part on. Lonely as the night. I don't know the words, but man, what a great song. I love that song. Holly Knight said Ace was the most. Well, you got to give. I don't know if he was the most talented. That's kind of hard. And there's a lot of stories. Like, I know Peter used to, like, Damien told me, Peter used to fuck with Paul because he'd be pissed. He would throw sticks at Paul live, and he would speed up and slow down on purpose to fuck the band up because he and Paul would be arguing before a show. Queen, no. I know the song, but I don't know how to play it. Does anyone know how many people's on here? I haven't even looked. How many people are on here? Can you see? 34 now. I know the people are coming and going. Yeah, Ace wrote a lot. Sometimes they would steal, sometimes they would shaft them. 34, yeah. Yeah, good. It went up and down. The other, and that's actually pretty good. I got a really small channel, so like I've seen bigger channels have less, like in the middle of a week, and it's 11:30 at night. What are we doing? I gotta go to Disney in the morning. Rex Rogers, Tucker. So how late we staying up? No, I don't talk fake crap. There's no need to. We're all just people. I mean, I could get in trouble with some of the stories because if they get mad at me, but what are they going to do? They can't sue me. They could just say it wasn't true. Like I know that Gene pulled fucking Ace out of a fucking tub because he fell asleep in it and they were adjoining rooms. I know on Phantom of the Park that they pulled fucking Peter out of a burning car. I know stories like that. I don't know. Yeah, Dave's a little crazy with that Eddie Van Halen shit about he wrote a lot of tunes. Nah, his guitar playing. Dave could play guitar, but it was very basic, kind of like that stuff, like one finger stuff. He would do stuff like Dave couldn't play. He can't write. He did a lot of the lyrics though. Wonderful tonight. I don't know that one. Play the happy the Happy Wheels song, please. Let me ice cream man, stop me when I'm passing by. Bam, bam. That's got a great solo in it. Yeah, Don's full of shit. George and Jeff Pilson wrote a lot of those songs. I know for a fact. I wasn't there when they recorded, but I've known George for a long time. Knock knock knocking on. And push-ups too. That's a great dude. I'll tell you, I love the vocals of David Lee Roth. They were just so fucking. It was like what Van Halen was WWE. Can you do a song? I played guitar for 2 months. Wait, can you do me a favor? A song. I play. What song? You want me to play a song that you're learning? Or just play a song? Let's see. Am I out of tune again? Nope. Man, I can't play now. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. When it all fails. Yeah, where am I? Yeah, George and Jeff wrote a lot of it. There's even a VH tape that back in the day that you can actually see them recording in the hotels. They had like a portable rig, and they'd be writing everything. Just a gigolo. Yeah, it's sad. Is that what you want to hear, Racer X? What would Elton be without? Oh, oh my God. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a crazy question for Dong. Yeah, where would Elton be? Ooh. That's kind of like where would UFO be if Bernie Marsden didn't forget his fucking passport when he was playing with UFO? That led to Michael Schenker and UFO. Isn't that insane how that shit works? Unbelievable. It's just crazy. Yeah. He wrote for UFO, Whitesnake. Craziest shit that ever happened at a gig? At a gig? I can't say. I'll go to jail. Let's just say it involved a daughter and a mom. That's all I can say. Were you ever in Deep Purple? No. I met Greg Goldie, and he got kicked out of. Jafria got kicked off of the tour with Richie Blackmore. What's up, bro? You woke up in a field tour, bro. That's too funny. I wish. I wish I could tell about the Stones. I don't have no. I have no stories about the Stones. No stories. No stories about the Stones. I don't know any Stone stories. No more questions? My favorite amp is the Hughes and Kettner Core Blade. Yes, these are passive. No. I never smoked weed. More blues? Did I ever get into emo music? No. 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 I have a I'm running direct from a Kemper. This is my patch. This is my TSL Marshall 60 head. I'm running direct, but usually if I run it live, I'll run it with I have VHT power amp, 50 watts per side. I have some guitars with EMGs. They're okay. If you put the double batteries in there with the 18, 18 volts, like Steven said, he runs 18 volts. So it's really good like that. No, remember the little Roland dual 8-inch mic? The 8-inch mic stand amps. Alright. Peace out. No Keith Richards jokes, no. Although, there are some pawn shop jokes about him around here. What's that say? I can't see. Do you wear in-ears? No, I don't like in-ears. I always push when I play on the stage. I push all my gear to the front of the stage, almost to the front. I don't even I use monitors, but they're to the sides, and I have no guitars and none of my vocals in there. I try to listen from the main PA. Pawn what? Ron Wood and the Keith Richards shit. Because Ron lived in Miami. He pawning his guitars because of all the young girls. Karen metal videos? What, like that guy does where they do those? He finds a Karen and does the metal song out of it. What's up, man? Yeah. Vinny was okay. He wrote really good songs. Young girls cost more money. Yeah, that is true. That is true. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to call it quits. I gotta go to bed. Like always, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys. The honor is all mine. I love chatting with you guys. I could stay up all night. Um, Unfortunately, I got to go to Disney in the morning, so I got to get up at 6. Yeah, this was fun. I mean, there was again on a Wednesday. What is it? Wednesday at 11:30, man. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Have a good night. Sleep well, and tell your neighbors to piss off. No. All right, everybody. Good night, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How do I turn this off? Let's see. No, we can't do that. Do I do it this way? I don't even know how to turn it off.